Say, man, hey, man, Bob Arum just broke some major news that can put PBC to an end. Now, before you get to crying and biting blood out your bottom lip, do I want PBC to end? Of course I don't. But I'm just telling y'all, when I tell y'all this news, it's just getting real. But one thing for sure, that it will end, and it's coming to an end, y'all. So all you Gervonta Davis meat mushers, your time is ticking. And now, this may be one of the biggest reasons why Gervonta Davis wants to retire. Because him robbing the fans with no mask on, it's over with. It's over with, y'all. Let me talk about that in this video. What major news that I gotta break to y'all? But before we do, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook on it. So, I told everybody when Turki Alalshikh came into the game and he started making these fights happen, and he let the whole world know his plan for boxing moving forward, I said, oh yeah, it's time for all of these fighters that's been ducking, dodging, and the ones that's been robbing the fans because they got the promoters behind them, they got the money behind them. People like Gervonta Davis, you know, that can pick and choose all of these fights and have a whole division waiting on them and basically ducking other fighters because they want to hit a jackpot. I said 2025, it's gonna be, you gotta shit or get off the pot. Ain't no more waiting around. And the announcement that Bob Arum just made, this is big. Top Rank, yes, Top Rank will be leaving ESPN. Their last show with ESPN is in July. Top Rank will be joining DAZN. Yeah, they're going to be joining DAZN. Now, I got to keep it real with y'all. I remember when Eddie Hearn came and he said, this is the new wave of boxing. Eventually, all the boxing will be on DAZN. And I was skeptical. I didn't believe it. At that point in time, I'm like, man, they full of ish. Ain't nobody finna, be watching all the boxing on this app. But I was wrong. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of these other fake channels, content creators, or whatever you want to call them, right? They won't admit that they wrong about nothing. You know what they do? Continue to lie, create narrative, false narrative, that is, after false narrative, right? Because they ego too big to, tell you, look, I was wrong. But I was wrong about that. Now, what that means is that one thing I told people before, if you've been following me, I said PBC is going to have to, basically, they going to have to get on board or they going to sink. Because now, right, now that Top Rank is going to DAZN, that means every major boxing promotional company is under DAZN. That means all of these fighters that these promotional companies have, it ain't no size of the streets. The only one left out is the PBC. And the PBC, for y'all, see, I'm not with all of that promotional banging, but it's a lot of y'all that's like that. Y'all know who y'all are. PBC this and PBC this. I'm for whoever's giving the best fights. And I realize that although PBC does have some, great talent still left on that roster, not as much as they did at one point, but although they still do have great talent, it's only so much you can do, right? It's only so many fights you can put on. We see what happened to PBC this year. They barely was able to put on any events. And it's going to get worse. Unless they jump on ship, right, and go to the zone with the rest of these promotional companies, they pretty much going to be their own demise, right? It's over with. And the Gervonta Davis era, right, he had a little cool little run, but it's over with. Because like I said, that the way that they ran it with Gervonta Davis is he had the money behind him, right? He was the one that was putting asses in the seats. So they put everything on lock. Oh, Tank is the money man. They wouldn't put on the fights that the fans wanted to see with him, right? What they were doing, their business model is to get guys like a Pitbull, a Rolly, and all them guys that Gervonta Davis was fighting. Get guys like Lamont Roach that don't demand a high payday, right? So Gervonta Davis and his team can pocket all of the money, right? You can give them $1 million or something like that, and that's a lot of money to them for guys that's making $200,000, $100,000, right? Before. That's a big payday to them, And so they was doing that. That's what they're doing, ducking all of the real smoke. Well, that's over with, because now these fighters don't have to wait around to get a Canelo Alvarez fight or wait around to get a Gervonta Davis fight, because Turki Alalshikh, he paying. Yeah, he gonna give you the money that you want. He gonna give you the money and more money than you would make fighting the Gervonta Davis, and maybe more money than you would make fighting the Canelo Alvarez. But it's only one thing. It's only one thing that he demands of you. In order to get that type of money, you gotta fight the best. And if you're not willing to do it, well, this shit will get off the pot. Yeah. And this is great for real boxing fans. See, this is great for real boxing fans. Not the meat mushers, not the fans that, get so caught up in loving and meat mushing one fighter that they don't care who the fighter that they love fight, just as long as they get to see their fighter get a knockout and get the W and stay undefeated. Yeah, so what we're doing is we taking it back for real boxing fans that really want to see the best fight the best. Yeah, all y'all can bite blood out your bottom lip, because 2025 is officially the shit or get off the pot year. Yeah, it's changing. Yeah, it's changing. So, all of the ones that was robbing boxing, right? All of the fans that was in on this, it's over with. Y'all had a good little run, but it's over with, man. And I'm laughing because, man, I'm a real boxing fan, right? And we can get to seeing the best fight the best. And I know a lot of people crying and making up excuses because we know why. Y'all ain't real boxing fans. And then other people making excuses and trying to put dirt on Turki's name because y'all are saying, well, he's taking away the fights from the American fans. We can't have the fights over here. He trying to have the fights over there in Saudi. And I understand, but the thing is most of the ones that I hear crying about it, y'all don't even go to fights. Y'all ain't never been to a fight. So what you crying about? Y'all ain't the ones going to fights. And another thing that I continue to say is, would you rather not get to fights at all? Or would you rather just have to stay at home and watch them on TV? Well, me, myself, I would rather stay at home and have to watch it on TV over not getting the fights at all. Because when it was all of these promoters and fighters was making excuses about the size of the streets, and it was all of the politics stopping fights from happening in boxing, we was fiending for these fights. We was wanting these fights real bad. We was, making content, crying about how come the fights couldn't happen. We don't care about none of the size of the streets. But see, a lot of y'all are now exposed. A lot of y'all got exposed now because Now he's giving us the fights that we want to see. It ain't no more sides of the streets if it's not PBC. And y'all still crying about it. Y'all getting the fights and you still crying. You got exposed. We know what y'all are. Y'all are meat mushers. So my channel is for real boxing fans. So real boxing fans, let's all come together and hopefully PBC can get on board. But all of that BS, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Let me know what y'all think about this. Bob Arum, right? Top Rank, going to DAZN. Everybody under one banner. Let me know how y'all feel. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.